What's up, guys? What's up? What's going on? I hope this new year is bringing you guys with nothing but joy, peace, love, and happiness. Today's flash thought of the day is you are loved. And I know it, right? Yeah, we hear that term in everything that we do throughout life. So sometimes it kind of doesn't have the effect that it's supposed to have. And I really just had that thought this morning when I was kind of working out and listening to the song Jireh. And it was just, man, sometimes we don't really realize how loved we are, right? God placed people in our life, and time again, they try to let us know how we're loved and how we're valued, but we don't see that, right? For myself, for example, I played sports my whole life, right? Sports kind of put you in a mindset of you have to constantly prove that you're deserving of whatever it is that you're trying to attain. Right? So you're always working and trying to prove to your teammates, your co-workers, to fans, or whatever the case is, that you're worthy of the praise. You're worthy of being loved. And that's not how God works, right? You don't have to do anything for God to love you. They said he knows your name before you're born, and he's laid out your path before you was even formed in your mother's womb. So that's somebody that loves you, that they pay attention to the detail of things before you're even born, right? And for us, we don't really receive that love God has for us, for the simple fact the world just kind of beat us down time and time again. So then we kind of don't wait on God, and we give up in the sense of, you know what? I'm done waiting on God, man. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to figure life out on my own. I'm going to try to be as happy and create the perfect life that I envision for myself. And it kind of, then we leave God. We walk away from the church, or we walk away from whatever it is that's calling us to grow in our faith. And then we start to get into numerous of different things. And then ultimately we're left with heartache, headache, and just a whole bunch of negative emotions that God never intended for us to have, right? And then the inner child in us kick in to where we start to kick and scream and start reverting back and saying, if you love us so much, why are you letting these things happen to us, right? And it's because he loved you, he allowed those things to happen, right? If God was forcing himself on us, right, would that truly be love, right? Love is allowing you to do what you want to do, so you can ultimately realize what is actually the truth in your life, right? And they say God is truth, God is love, and God is truth, right? Two things, right? We have to get to the point where we release control, right? We stop trying to do things our own way, and we let God navigate and direct us how we are supposed to go. And we'll see that it's love. It's his love that keeps us going. Right? I know it's hard for some of us to receive love because the way our parents might have treated us, the way people that we thought we loved might have treated us, the way that the world might have taken your love and actually use it in a negative way. And ultimately, most of the time what we do is we look at God in the same light we look at men. If he hurt me, if she hurt me, if they hurt me, why would I trust something that I can't see and feel? But that's not the case, right? It says in the Bible that you have to constantly renew your mind daily, right? And I bring that up because of the simple fact the world always reminds us of our faults, our shortcomings, and everything that we failed at, because they want us to stay stagnant, right? The enemy doesn't want you to realize God loves you. When you realize and get that revelation that God loves you and wants you to be whole and prosper, right? There's nothing that can stop you. Right? Because once you realize God loves you, you're going to realize you're enough for any task. You're enough for any job. You're enough for whatever the case is. He's created you for that. Right? And once you know that he loves you, you'll start loving yourself even more. Once you love yourself, man, there's nothing you can do. You won't fall for the enemy's tricks. You won't fall for the schemes. You can tell people no. You can walk away from distractions. Right? And that's what it's all about, right? And that's why I want to bring this message to you guys. And right, as I'm challenging myself to renew my mind daily, to see that God does love me, right? In every decision that I make, all the faults that I've been in, all the whatever the case is, God was there the whole time. He's never turned his back on me. And I've been one, like, yeah, I've been one that walked away from God. I've been one that was angry with God multiple times. Numerous times I was mad with God. Like, if you say you love me like you do, you put people in my path that say I'm destined for great things. Why do I keep feeling like I get the short end of the stick? Why do I feel like I'm not loved like how everybody say I'm loved, right? And I ultimately had to get out of the way. I had to remove Steve out the way. Once I took myself out the equation, man, life is so good, right? Life is so good. Sometimes we just get in a place where we just love to do this. It's their fault that I'm here. It's their fault that I'm there. It's God's fault. This and this and this and that, right? When are we going to take accountability? When are we going to be the ones to take accountability? And that's one of the hardest things I ever had to do, was really sit back and evaluate every situation in my life and see that ultimately it came down to me. I put myself in those situations. For however it turned out, however people use me, however, whatever it is, people take advantage of the good that I was trying to do. It was your fault that got you in there. You're the one that made the conscious decision to go into that, right? And we got to get to a place where, like, we just gonna seek God, right? If we constantly seek after God every day, renewing our mind, we'll see that he loves us. Once we realize he loves us, we'll then see how we are loved and valued, and then we can start loving ourselves. Once we start loving ourselves, the enemy tricks and schemes won't work. The same thing that we keep getting ourselves into won't work. And that's what it really comes down to, right? We have to start loving ourselves because God loves us. In Romans 8, I think it's verse 34, if I remember correctly, there's nothing you can do, have done, or will do. There's no angel or demonic things out there. There's nothing in this world at all that can cancel out God's love for you. When you catch that, man, anything you put your mind to, as long as you have God in it, you can attain it. There's nothing you can do. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to do all these different things to try to earn God's love. Like, oh, if I mess up, let me try to work to try to gain God's love back, right? God loves you regardless. The moment you mess up and you ask for forgiveness, he forgives you. And it comes down to one more simple thing. Once God forgives you, let it go. Right? It says that God forgives you the moment you ask for forgiveness. Then what the devil do? The devil then call and reiterate those things that you failed at, those things that you messed up at, because he don't want you to catch the revelation that God loves you regardless. Now, I'm not justifying you to continue to do the things that you're doing, right? God loves you. Yes, he loves you all, like, without a shadow of doubt. But that is not an excuse for you to continue to get into mess. That love is what's going to help sustain you. As long as you're trying to move forward and do the right things, you will ultimately see how that love will like catch up and carry you into all areas that you need to continue to help you to grow, right? But when you purposely are seeking to get into distractions, like situations that have no business of helping to build the kingdom and draw people closer to God, then that love is not going to work for you. Right? God is still going to love you, yes, but you're not going to prosper in the natural because you're ultimately not trying to do the right thing. As long as you're trying to do the right thing, that love will make sure that things work out in your favor. God loves you. God loves you without a shadow of doubt. So don't let nobody make you feel any kind of way because you make mistakes. Everybody in this world have made mistakes. Everybody in this world have made mistakes, and don't let them make you feel like they have never made it. If somebody have never made a mistake in this world, that's somebody you need to actually like really watch and be very conscious of, right? We all mess up. We all fall short of God's glory, and that's why he's there, because we ultimately need him day in and day out, right? Constantly renew your mind. I just wanted to drop that quick message and let you know that everything's going to be all right because you're loved, and being loved by God is the main thing. Wake up every morning, constantly renew your mind. It's so easier said than done, but I guarantee you it's going to be worth it. Once you continue to renew your mind, you'll see that you're loved. Once you know that you're loved, man, there's nothing you can accomplish in life, man. Just continue to seek after it. Never give up. And I just want to say, man, like I always do, you're destined to do great things in life. You are loved, you are valued, and you will be prosperous. Continue to seek after him, and he will make sure that all your plans are successful. I thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, God bless.